13. As you can see, I've again colored it blue because I believe this is again the start of the story from a different angle, and this time it is from the perspective of the two rising, the rise of the Antichrist and the rise of his sidekick, or of the false prophet. And I stood, I'm reading verse 1, upon the sand of the sea, and I saw a beast rise up out of the sea, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and upon his horn 10 crowns, and upon his heads the name of blasphemy. So this beast will come out of the sea. That stands for nations. He comes out of people, and he has 7 heads too, just like the dragon, and 10 horns, just like the dragon, and upon his horns 10 crowns. So I should like to say he's the son of the devil. He is part of the whole 7 kingdoms of the devil, of the dragon. And the beast which I saw is described in chapter 2, and the description matches that of the one Daniel describes. He saw 4 beasts, and I think it was 4 beasts, and the 4th was to him just amazing to see, and not in a good way. He was terrified to see this beast, and it has the same description here, only it is like backwards. And I'm not going to get into that. In verse 2, at the end, we read that the dragon gave him his power and his seat and great authority. So the devil hands this Antichrist his power, his throne, and his authority. And I saw in verse 3 one of his heads as it were wounded to death. And you can argue, that is one of the heads, one of the kingdoms. But when you read on, it's like, no, that is true, that could be true. But he himself is also injured, as I read. But I don't know really. I always thought it is one of the heads, but then as I read, I'm thinking, what? Wait a minute, because it says, and his deadly wound was healed, and all of the world wandered after the beast, and they worshipped the dragon, which gave the power unto the beast, and they worshipped the beast, saying, who is like unto the beast, who is able to make war with him? And there was given unto him a mouth to speak great things and blasphemies, and power was given unto him to continue 42 months. And it is, I will read on because I think it's further down, but it is interesting. It is very interesting. Verse 7, and it was given unto him to make war with the saints and to overcome them. And the power was given him over all kindreds and tongues and nations. He was to conquer, and he conquered and went forth conquering. That is that's the white horse in chapter 6. and all that dwell upon the earth shall worship him whose names are not written in the book of life, of the Lamb slain from the foundation of the world. And if any man have an ear, and let him hear. And in verse 11, we read of another beast. But before we do that, I would like to point out something. We see in verse 8, the Lamb that was slain from the foundation of the world. To me, this is marvelous. Because, of course, we know Jesus was slain 2,000 years ago. And not from the foundation of the earth, of the world. But that tells me that this was all a plan, of course. It was planned before it happened. And that is just amazing to me. Not amazing like in a bad way. It is amazing in a good way. It is just amazing to me. And as I stated before, on the video I made on NDEs, I believe it's all connected. We are here for a purpose, and God saw this all coming. He saw this all coming. And before we were humans, we are spirits. We are gods. We are sons and daughters of God. And we are spirit too. That's why we cannot die. When this body dies, I'm not this body. I'm in this body, but this body is not me. And when this body dies, I am released out of this body, and I am going to go where I choose to go. If I reject God, I will go a place where he is not. We call that hell. And if I choose to love him, to live for him, I will go to his house. Back to his house. We call that heaven. Okay, verse 11. And I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth. And he had two horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon. So another beast. We call that the false prophet. The book of Revelation calls him later on the false prophet. So we know that is the sidekick of the Antichrist. They come together, and the role of this beast is very important to the Antichrist and to his system. He has two horns like a lamb. He looks like a lamb. That is, of course, I think, he could be a Christian. He could be, quote unquote, a Christian to the world. But he speaks like a dragon. He is a wolf in sheep's clothing. He will be a wolf in sheep's clothing. And I still think it will be a Christian leader. I think it will be the Pope. That would be the false prophet, but I could be wrong. It could be another Christian leader, for that matter. But it will look like a lamb. It will look like a Christian, or yes, a Christian leader. Verse 12, and he exercised all the power of the first beast before him. And he caused the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast. He is the one making that happen. Whose deadly wound was healed. There you have it again. Whose deadly wound was healed. And with this phrase, I think it could be very well a physical wound. But again, I could be wrong. But we must take that also as an option. It could be like that. It could be both. It could be one of the kingdoms. It could be also an actual, literal, physical wound. And he doeth great wonders. That is the second piece, the quote-unquote Christian, the wolf in sheep's clothing. The Christian, fake Christian leader. And he, verse 13, and he doeth great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men. I think a little bit like Elisha did. And he deceived them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast. He does this before, of course, the Antichrist, in the sight of the Antichrist. And he deceives all these people that sees this, and they think he's the greatest thing that ever lived. And he is pointing to the Antichrist. Believe in him. I'm doing these great wonders, but believe in him that is on the seat of the dragon. Saying to them that dwell on the earth that they should make an image to the beast, which had the wound by a sword and did live. There you have it again. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast. This false prophet is telling the people on the earth to make an image, to make an idol. The image will be of the beast, an image of the Antichrist. And the false prophet will be the one that has the power to give this image life. So that the image would both speak and cause that as many as would worship the image of the beast, cause as many that would not worship the image of the beast to be killed. So the image is doing this. It can speak, and it will cause those who do not worship it to be killed. And he caused all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand and on or in their foreheads, right hand or forehead, and that no man might buy or sell, save that he had the mark, this mark, or on your right hand or your forehead, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. So they will have, perhaps, I don't know, is it a tattoo, the name of the beast, or his number? Will it be a tattoo? Will it be some kind of chip? I don't know. We don't know yet. We will know when it's here. You can see a front runner from it, of it, but we don't really know for sure yet until it is here. And I hope that I will not be on this earth to witness it. It will be a terrible time. Here is the wisdom, verse 18. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 603 score and 6. 666. I will not go into that, but it is important to know this, to know and to let people in the church know what this all is. Because if they do not know and they see this false prophet, which will be, again, very likely a Christian leader, performing all miracles and pointing to this Antichrist, and erecting an idol and causing it to speak. And a lot of people, if they do not know this prophecy, they will be deceived. And that is why I'm doing this. I'm warning as much people as possible in the church, and I'm doing it also on YouTube. And God will direct it to the person who needs it. I've done then my job, and I will let it go. And God will do the rest. But it has to be told.